The real reason the Book of Enoch was buried is not a simple theological disagreement, but a profound challenge to the established understanding of divine order, the origin of evil, and even humanity's own lineage, forcing early religious authorities to make an impossible choice: integrate a disturbing truth or ensure its silence. The decision to suppress it wasn't just about doctrinal purity, it was about managing a narrative that might have unsettled the very foundations of nascent religious structures. What exactly was this knowledge that was deemed so dangerous, so disruptive that it had to vanish from mainstream scripture? The Book of Enoch unveils a world where divine beings, known as watchers, descended to earth, not as benevolent guides, but as beings consumed by desire. They taught humanity forbidden secrets: metallurgy, cosmetics, warfare, and astrology. These weren't benign advancements. They were instruments that corrupted mankind, leading to violence, moral decay, and ultimately, prompting the Great Flood as a divine reset. It presented a detailed cosmology, an explicit angelic hierarchy, and a vision of the afterlife far more elaborate than what was readily accepted. This account profoundly shaped early Jewish and Christian thought, evident in the New Testament itself, where figures like Jude and Peter reference Enoch's prophecies and the imprisonment of the Watchers. Yet, its vibrant portrayal of rebellious angels directly intervening in human affairs, fathering giant offspring called the Nephilim, seemed to threaten the simpler, more controlled narrative emerging in other sacred texts. It painted a picture of God's creation where evil didn't just stem from human free will but was actively seeded by celestial trespassers. This begged uncomfortable questions about divine sovereignty and responsibility. But why would the recounting of such events be a problem for those shaping early scripture? Imagine the early church, striving for unity and a clear, concise dogma. The Book of Enoch offered a sprawling, complex mythology. It described angels not just as messengers but as active, fallen participants in human history, granting them an agency that might have seemed to dilute God's ultimate control. Its detailed descriptions of hell and judgment, though compelling, were perhaps too graphic, too specific, too open to interpretation, potentially distracting from the core message of salvation. To include it might have felt like opening a Pandora's box of questions rather than providing definitive answers. So, was it simply a matter of theological tidiness, or was there something deeper, something about power and control over interpretation? As various church councils convened over centuries, defining the canon of accepted texts, the Book of Enoch became an outlier. While some revered it, others found its narratives inconvenient, its insights too radical, its cosmology too elaborate. It was gradually excluded from the Western biblical canon, fading from memory, becoming a whisper in ancient texts. Yet, it never truly disappeared. For centuries, it was preserved and deeply cherished by the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, a testament to its enduring spiritual weight. Imagine the scholars who rediscovered complete copies of Enoch in Ethiopia in the 18th century, bringing it back to a Western world that had largely forgotten it. What would you make of a text that challenges centuries of accepted thought, illuminating the roots of evil in an entirely different light? The book compels us to reconsider the origins of sin and suffering, not just as an internal human flaw, but as a consequence of ancient, cosmic rebellion. It's a powerful narrative that complicates our understanding of ancient history and spiritual warfare, leaving us to ponder how much of our spiritual heritage truly remains hidden. So, where does that leave us, centuries later, still grappling with its implications? The Book of Enoch forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about the nature of revelation, the choices made by ancient authorities, and the profound impact of what we choose to remember versus what we choose to forget. It's a powerful testament to the fact that some truths, no matter how profound, are deemed too unsettling for their time, only to resurface centuries later, still echoing with a forgotten wisdom.